Hello! Welcome to Animal Tales Unleashed, where the wildest stories come to life. From heartwarming rescues to unbelievable animal adventures, we bring to you captivating and interesting tales from the animal kingdom. Whether it's incredible wildlife adventures, adorable animal stories, or fascinating animal facts, this channel is your go-to destination for all things furry, feathered, and ferocious. Get ready to be amazed, inspired, and entertained, because every animal has a story to tell. Stay tuned, subscribe, like, and don't forget to share. Do animals really feel regret? The question of whether animals feel regret is intriguing and complex. While definite answers are challenging due to the subjective nature of emotions, research suggests that some animals may experience a form of regret or similar emotions. Animals don't experience regret the same way humans do, but they do exhibit behaviors that look like regret or guilt. Let's look at some observations prior to behaviors animals exhibit which may lead to regrets. Cognitive abilities. Animals with higher cognitive abilities, such as primates, dolphins, and some birds, like corvids, exhibit behavior that suggests they can reflect on past actions. This reflection can indicate a form of regret. Studies on decision-making. Some animals can make choices based on past experiences. For example, studies on rats have demonstrated that they may avoid choices that previously led to negative outcomes, suggesting a form of regret or learning from mistakes. Emotional responses. Animals display emotional responses to loss or failure. For instance, dogs may show signs of distress or withdrawal when they perceive that they have made a mistake, or when they sense their owner's disappointment. Social animals. In social species, such as elephants and primates, interactions can lead to complex responses. When a member of the group acts in a way that is detrimental to social bonds, it can lead to behaviors resembling regret, such as attempts to reconcile. Elephants are known to try to cover people or animals in branches after they have been killed in rage. They are one of the few animals believed to empathize. They also have a more developed hippocampus than we do, and this organ is linked to emotion through the processing of certain types of memory. They are believed to suffer from flashbacks and post-traumatic stress disorder. However, they also can and do kill. The reason for killing is not, of course, to eat, as they are herbivorous. It is out of fear or rage, both of which are quite common amongst elephants. Imagine then that an elephant has killed out of fear or rage and then settles down. It is inevitable that their natural empathy and their emotional memory will come into play. This is also a time of regret for this elephant. There are cases where animals' decisions lead to an unfortunate end, often making it seem like they should regret their choices. Here are some examples. The overconfident gazelle. A gazelle spots a cheetah but assumes it can easily outrun it. Instead of fleeing immediately, it hesitates and even tries to taunt the predator with quick zigzags. A second too late, and game over. The careless fish leaving its school. Many fish rely on safety in numbers. When one fish strays too far from the school, thinking it can find food on its own, a lurking shark or barracuda often proves that was a fatal mistake by hunting the fish immediately. The distracted bird that forgets to look around while feeding. Birds, like sparrows and chickens, sometimes get too focused on pecking at food and fail to notice a hawk diving towards them until it's too late. A snake bites more than it can swallow. Sometimes snakes attack prey that are too large for their consumption, thereby exhausting themselves in the process. A large predator like a hawk or a mongoose might seize the opportunity to snatch up the struggling snakes. The young deer that tries to cross a river full of crocodiles. A thirsty or impatient deer may underestimate the danger in murky water. Halfway across, it realizes a mistake just before a crocodile's jaws clamp down. The overconfident octopus that leaves its hiding spot. The octopus is a master of camouflage, but if one gets too bold and ventures out carelessly, a hungry shark or moray eel might turn it into a quick snack. The prairie dog that pokes its head out too soon. After sensing danger, a prairie dog might duck into its burrow, but impatience or curiosity can be deadly. If it resurfaces too early, a waiting hawk or coyote might be ready to pounce. A frog that jumps into the wrong pond Some frogs leap to escape danger, but if they land in a pond full of lurking predators like a snake or a hungry fish, they might instantly regret their choice. Dogs eating what they shouldn't eat. Whether it is out of curiosity, boredom, or sheer stubbornness, dogs have a knack for eating things they shouldn't. For example, some human foods like chocolate, grapes, onions, garlic, cooked bones, etc. Non-food items, outdoor and household hazards, example, poop, household cleaners, and chemicals, which are detrimental to their health. Sometimes dogs may see something edible and decide to give it a try, not minding if the food is meant for them, and when they take it into their mouth, they will immediately drop the food, thereby regretting ever trying to taste the food. Squirrels and their poor landing choices. Squirrels are incredibly agile, but their landing choices can sometimes be questionable. They overestimate their jumping ability by taking huge leaps without always calculating the safest landing spot. Sometimes they aim for a thin branch, power line, or even a car, only to realize too late that it's not stable. They aim for a tree, miss, and end up sliding down a windshield, jumping onto a fence but not gripping properly, leading to an awkward scramble, overshooting their jump, hitting a sloped roof, and rolling off like a fluffy little stunt double, landing on a thin wire, doing a full wobble, then either regaining balance or making a hilarious flailing jump, birds attacking their own reflection. Indeed, this is a peak comedy because they go in with full confidence, thinking they're defending their territory, only to realize too late that they've made a terrible mistake. A miscalculated attack on a car mirror leads to an awkward flapping moment as they struggle to regain balance. Some birds, especially cardinals and robins, will keep attacking their reflection despite the pain and confusion. Their stubbornness can be both impressive and tragic. Birds might not have self-awareness like humans, but their body language often betrays them when they realize they've made a bad call. Whether it's an awkward recovery or a full-on stunned reaction, their regret is almost too relatable. Birds' parents work tirelessly to feed their young ones, but sometimes their survival instincts clash with unintended consequences. Leaving the nest to find food is necessary, but it can also expose their young ones to lurking predators like snakes, raccoons, crows, and even other birds. Parent birds portray some regretful signs when they come back to meet their babies inside the nest, but only to find an empty or disturbed nest. Their wings start beating very fast once they're back and can't find their babies. Some birds will hover, chirp loudly, and frantically search nearby branches or the ground, hoping to find their missing chicks. If they are able to spot the predator, they will dive bomb it aggressively, even if the damage is already done. Some parent birds, when they notice a disturbed or tampered nest, will perch near the nest site, chirping sadly or pacing as if trying to figure out what went wrong. Curious wildlife and sticky situations. Wild animals are naturally curious, which often leads them into ridiculous, dangerous, and downright embarrassing situations. Sometimes their curiosity pays off, and other times they end up stuck, tangled, or regretting all their life choices. Here are some sticky situations wildlife get themselves into and afterwards regret their actions. Animals like raccoons, foxes, bears, and even deer often get their heads stuck in jars, cans, or food containers while scavenging. The regret sets in immediately, but their first instinct is usually to panic and flail instead of backing out calmly. Some animals like goats, deer, foxes misjudge their sizes, squeezing halfway through a fence and then getting stuck. They wiggle and hope for the best. This strategy rarely works, leading to a long, awkward struggle. Moose and deer sometimes wander onto frozen lakes only to find themselves slipping and sliding, completely helpless. Raccoons and bears fall into dumpsters, realizing too late that climbing out isn't as easy as getting in. Nature is ruthless, and every decision matters. While animals likely don't dwell on their mistakes like humans do, instinct and survival pressure ensure that those who make wrong choices don't pass on their genes. Have you ever seen an animal make a near-fatal mistake and escape at the last second? Let me know in the comments section. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to always get some interesting and educational tales about animals.